My name is Kendra Burris-Austin. I'm Director of Supplier Diversity here at Express Scripts. Thank you all for coming. And thank WBDC for allowing us to host you guys tonight. A couple of housekeeping. The bathrooms are over there. You probably have already been, right? In case of inclement weather, this is the basement, so it is a storm shelter, but there are storm areas. There's one to the right, there's a stairwell is right behind you, and then there's another to the left. So if something were to happen, we could lead you to the safe spots. And I want to give a round of applause to Bianca Hester. She's my cohort in crime, and she actually planned all of this tonight. Bianca, where'd you go? Really? Anyway, again, thank you guys for, there she is over there. Bianca. So she's running around. Again, if you guys need anything, there are several Express Scripts people here running around. Myself, Bianca, I think you've met Spencer, Casey, Jarvis, okay, a whole bunch of other people. So I'm going to introduce Cynthia Johnson now with the WBDC.
We're keeping you on your toes. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Women's Business Development Center 2017 Future Forum Series. This is the third of the series. We started in Minneapolis, then we went to Kansas City, today we're in St. Louis, and on July 20th we'll be in Milwaukee, and then we'll conclude this with a larger event in Chicago on September 7th, which we hope you will all participate in. We're so happy that you could join us today for what promises to be a very thought-provoking conversation between dynamic women business owners, corporate representatives, and community partners, and our moderator, who just happens to be outstanding in her field. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot from their conversation this afternoon, and I can't wait to hear our panelists share their insights about supplier diversity, contracting trends in the evolving marketplace. For the past 30 years, the Women's Business Development Center has been involved in assisting our clients with building their businesses, increasing their capacity, creating jobs, and economic growth to build strong communities. Supplier diversity has been evolving over the past 30 years, and that being the case, diverse suppliers must become more skilled, more innovative, and learn how to better leverage their certification in order to remain competitive. Today, we're going to hear diverse suppliers who are competing in the marketplace, and they're going to share with us how they are remaining competitive. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge the sponsors of today's event and who have made the Future Forum series possible. Our sponsors include Deluxe Corporation Foundation, and they are the supporter of the WBDC 2017 Business Educational Partner, and U.S. Bank, our Future Forum series sponsor. Let's take a moment and give our sponsors a generous round of applause. And now I have the great pleasure of introducing a representative from U.S. Bank, our 2017 Future Forum sponsor. Kathy Siddons is responsible for representing the bank and community and economic development initiatives and focusing on developing and maintaining strategic alliances with governmental agencies, community groups, and other partners throughout the community. She works very closely with all of the bank's various business product lines to support their supplier diversity initiatives. Kathy is located in the St. Louis area, and she manages a team of community affairs managers in 5 states. Kathy, please join me at the podium.
Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, get off stage. Kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon. I am Kathy Siddons, as Cynthia mentioned, the Community Development CRA Manager for U.S. Bank in St. Louis. I've been in this capacity for more than 14 years. Prior to that, though, I did own my own consulting business for 13 years doing nonprofit marketing, PR, and special event planning. So I have a lot of experience in small business myself. But I'm very honored to be here today to welcome you. The WBDC has had a long-standing partnership with U.S. Bank. It started in Chicago, but WBDC fashion, it spreads everywhere. So we are honored to be here in all of the markets that Cynthia mentioned today. And then showcasing the men and women, right? Or I had women and men, because usually we just have the women in our region. So I'm glad to have you there. So U.S. Bank, with more than 100 branches in the St. Louis region, both traditional bricks and mortar, and then in Schnuck stores, BJC, right here at UMSL, Merritt. So we are acutely aware of the needs of small business. In fact, I was in a meeting this morning very much talking about what are the small business needs in the St. Louis region with some of our bankers. So we specifically work with small businesses, women-owned small businesses, minority-owned small businesses, and we try to work with them in whatever stage of the business cycle that they are. So we also like to provide outstanding products and services. So we do partner with nonprofits like the WBDC to help with financial education and trying to do what we can really to help the vitality of the St. Louis community and all of our markets around the small business world, because we know that is a growth for all of us, especially in the St. Louis region. So thank you very much for being here today. Thank you for all of you who do everything in our community. And thanks a lot to the women entrepreneurs who are here to learn and share a lot today. So I'll turn it back to Cynthia. Now I'll get off your stage.
Thank you, Kathy. So now we're going to get ready for the moment we've been waiting for to hear from our various panelists. But before we start, I'd like to introduce our panel moderator, and she is someone I'm very pleased to know, very pleased to work with. She's been extremely supportive, and as I said earlier, she really is an outstanding leader in her field. Daphne A. Pointer serves as North America Supplier Diversity Lead for Monsanto Company. Monsanto is the world's largest leading producer of agricultural and vegetable seeds, plants, biotechnology, and corporate protection chemicals. Daphne has been with Monsanto for 15 years. In her role, she is responsible for the oversight of the Monsanto Supplier Diversity Program. She focuses on identifying and increasing opportunities for minorities, women, people with disabilities, veteran disabled, veterans, and GLBT-owned businesses. Her most recent accomplishment has been creating the Monsanto mentoring programs for diverse suppliers. So now please join me in a warm welcome to Daphne.
Thank you, Cynthia, for those kind words. I appreciate it. I also had my commercial for Monsanto all prepared, but you took care of that for me as well, and you introduced me. So I am very happy to be here and honored that I am filling in for Deborah Jennings-Johnson, who is the Senior Director for Supplier Diversity at BP America. So she sends her regrets. She's not able to be here today, so I have some big shoes to fill in. So hopefully, let me put a little plug for Monsanto, that you are able to meet our team. We have our supplier diversity team. We also have our IT VMO team as well here. So hopefully you were at our booth and you got to meet our team, learn a little bit about what we do in supplier diversity, as well as our mentoring program. So enough about me. This is really about these 5 outstanding folks that we have here today for you to speak with. So I'm going to just do a brief introduction of them, and then I would like for them to take 3 minutes or so to introduce themselves, about their company, their current roles, and then any information that they want to provide around supplier diversity. So I'll start with you, Marilyn. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Marilyn Stovall Fitzgerald. I am president and owner of Trans Chemical. We are a chemical distributor here in St. Louis, Missouri. I joined Trans Chemical in 2008. It is a family business my father started in 1974. He has been out of the day-to-day now for about 10 years. So about 2 years ago, I bought majority interest. And at the strong recommendation of many of our pharmaceutical customers, was encouraged to look into WBE and WBank certification.